Okay, so today I want to tell you a little bit about how our business model works here. Obviously, for those of you that have been following me know that we are a very intensive wholesale model that we operate here. You know, on average, we're probably wholesaling and flipping out about 95% of all the deals we get. And, you know, tremendous amount of volume, sometimes on a weekly basis as many as 10 deals a week that we're doing. Now, here's the key, and here's what I want you to get out of this. Let's just use wholesaling as a strategy, but you could really apply this to any strategy. You could apply this to buy and hold. You could apply this to creative lease option strategies. But again, let's go back to wholesaling since that's what we do. On the wholesaling model, there's things you have to do to get the model going. For instance, you have to have a very strong marketing engine set up. That could entail, you know, working with real estate agents. That could entail direct mail. That could entail working with bird dogs. You have to have some kind of a due diligence system set up, whether you're doing due diligence yourself of these deals or whether you have other people like we do here utilizing due diligence and doing due diligence for you. Obviously, in a wholesaling model, you have to have a strong back end set up of investors. You know, these are investors that are local, regional, national, even international investors. So you see, no matter what technique or what strategies you utilize, there are multiple of things that have to be done correctly, done on an ongoing basis for you to create any kind of traction. And that's the point of what I want to talk to you about today. So many investors I see, they literally jump from one technique and one strategy to another. And their philosophy is very simple. This is what they do. They do, let's say they try to do the wholesaling model. And they'll put in, you know, days, weeks, sometimes even a couple months into the process, can't get it to work, and they back away, thinking that maybe what they're doing is incorrectly, thinking maybe the market they're in is incorrectly, thinking that maybe they're utilizing something incorrectly. Then they'll get into something else, maybe some kind of a creative strategy like a lease option. And you know, in a lease option strategy, you also need multiple things. You need buyers, you need sellers, you need to get the right kind of marketing going and all that. And they'll utilize that, and they'll do that technique and strategy for a couple weeks or a couple months, again with not success to show, without any success to show for it, and they do the same thing, they back away from it. The point is this: you have to commit to a strategy, and you have to put an inordinate amount of time into it. Remember, most of the time, the reason something's not working for you, it's not because you're doing something incorrectly. It's not because you're in a kind of market where you can't, let's say, flip properties or you can't buy long-term rentals. It has nothing to do with any of the things that you're thinking are the problems in whatever that you're doing and why it's not working. Most of the time, it's a function of time. Even in this wholesaling model, which really only has a couple moving pieces to it, for me to have gotten this model to the level it is right now, consistent, predictable model, multiple deals on a weekly basis, took me years to get there. So commit to a technique, commit to a strategy, make sure you know all the ins and outs of it. Make sure you know whatever you commit to. Maybe you want to buy rental properties. Make sure you understand all the facets and all the details involved with making the right decisions, having the right financing, working with the right tenants, maybe getting the right management company involved. So make sure first, from the knowledge perspective, you commit to understanding what it really takes, but then commit to the process along the way. Don't put a timeline on it. It's impossible to say that you'll flip your first deal in the first week, in the first 60 days, or in the first, first 4 months. But what I will tell you is 5 years from now, if you commit to a process, 5 years from now, you will have no concept whether you did your first deal in January, February, March, or April. I can't remember when I did my first deal. But what you will remember 5 years from now is if you've gotten to the point you're successful. So commit to the process and then put whatever time and effort you have to in it to get results. Commit, very critical. Hey, you guys know what we do here. We do tremendous amount of deals. We wholesale deals all over Georgia. So if you're looking to do deals anywhere in the Georgia market, by now you should see my emails flashing across the screen, and you need to be on our buyers list. Whether you're looking to do deals yourself or you know anyone else across the world that's looking to do deals, just send me an email to my email. Just tell me, add me to the buyers list. The other thing we do is we teach people just like yourself, literally all over the world, to set up business models just like ours. It could be you may be interested in setting up a small real estate investment company. You might be interested in setting up a huge real estate investment company. But whatever it is, we can help you. We work with people one-on-one. You have access to both myself and my key members of my staff, and we can help you develop a very successful, very profitable real estate investment company. Again, just send me an email, tell me what your situation is, and tell me what your ultimate goals are in the real estate investment business. Remember, number one, commit to what you want to do. Number two, commit to learning everything you need to know about it. And number three, commit to the process of taking whatever time you got to take to become successful with that technique and strategies. Thanks.